the Nigerian economy is beginning to rely more and more on agriculture. As a matter of fact, agriculture is one major way that the economy can reduce its dependency on the oil industry and create local millionaires in the process. Well, I like the sound of the millionaires. Now joining us, David Lama, an agripreneur. He joins us via the phone call, joining us from Kafanchan in Kaduna State. Now, good morning, Mr. David, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
All right. You're an agripreneur, and talking about agriculture, well, agriculture is delving towards Nigeria most, let me call it Nigeria money-making venture, because a lot of people are, in recent years, it's been oil, and now the oil is gradually going down, and agriculture is coming up. How has agriculture been in recent times?
Just as you rightly said, agriculture is the next gold mine here in our country, Nigeria, that's yet on top. You know, several people have gone into agriculture, and several people are not aware that they can actually earn a living in agriculture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so having to do agriculture in the northern part of Nigeria, Kaduna State, with the state of insecurity and all of that, I just personally, how has it been for you? Has it been what's the while, or there are times where it's been a bit difficult?
Yeah, due to the insecurity here, you know, when it all started, it was not easy. But you know, we have to, as a good entrepreneur, commodity entrepreneur, you have to find your way around it. So we have been able to find our way around it, even though, you know, sometimes you may want to go out, you cannot go out, but we'll find our way around it. So, but the challenge here is that with the insecurity is that, you know, sometimes some farmer want to go to the farm, they cannot go to the farm, and you want to go to the market, you cannot go to the market. But there are some certain days that if you have proper security, some days we have proper security, you go out there and get the goods, and then you can take it to other market.
Okay, let's talk you know, the business opportunities in agriculture. For most people, agriculture is simply, you know, the conventional you know, planting of crops and rearing of animals. But what are the, you know, numerous business opportunities in agriculture?
There are numerous opportunities in agriculture, but basically me, I deal on storage and farming and sourcing. I help to source for goods and upgrade it to export standard, even though I don't do export.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's quite intriguing. I mean, you deal in storage, so storing of agricultural products, and at the same time, you said you upgrade it to the standard of exportation. I would like to know what that entails. In terms of storage, you have storage facilities. Then you kindly share with us the kind of products you store, and how durable are they? Are they perishable? Are they non-perishable goods? Then how do you upscale them to that standard where they can be exported?
Okay. Let's talk about the green storage. Green storage business is a very cheap way of making millions within a year.
Okay.
You purchase the greens, and then during surplus, I mean during the harvest period.
Yes.
And then you wait for scarcity, and then you can sell them.
Okay.
Then you make your profit, and you can make a profit margin of let's say like 50 to 100%.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, talking about every agro commodity, like 99% of them are perishable.
Yes.
So, like if you are doing storage, you must know the type of the commodity and the type of storage that it
demands.
Yes. So, you know, like let's say for instance, I did storage of corn, which is maize, soya beans, ginger, and all of that. So, you know, during the harvest, I was advising some of my clients on which commodity to go on. You know, most of them we are moving towards soya beans, because soya beans, the price was very high. They think that they are going to make profit. I said no, it doesn't work that way. You go, you know, look during the scarcity period, which is the interval between the harvest. and the farming season, like now the rainy season.
Okay.
You know, the harvest is always during November, December.
Yes.
So, but now goods are goods are scarce.
Okay.
So definitely the price will increase. So what I advise some of them, they should go for corn, because corn was around 11, 12, 13,000 during the harvest.
Okay.
And but some of them we are saying no, soybeans is the best. I say no, because soybeans was it was 35,000 naira.
Okay.
It was 35,000 naira per 100 kg.
Okay.
And then corn was 11, 12, 13 per 100 kg.
Okay.
So some of them that listening to me, we were able to purchase the corn, and then we did the storage. But then later the price of corn moved from 11, 13 to 22, 23,000 naira.
Okay.
Per 100 kg. You see, if you look at the margin, like they were making around 70 to 80% profit return from just November, December to February. Okay. And then the price started dropping up to the stage it is today. The price of corn today in the local market is 16,000 naira per bag.
Okay. Okay. I would like to ask. I mean, apparently we're focusing on the storage and upgrading or the packaging of these products to the standard of exportation. I mean, this is just one of the numerous aspects of agribusiness. So my question will be this:
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clear.
Okay. So my question will be this: what's the cost of having storage facilities in place? I mean, your barns, maybe for tubers, or what have you? What's the cost of constructing these storage facilities? That is one. Then two, we'll look at the cost of having, purchasing the products and upgrading them. Why I'm asking this is you never can tell who is watching us now and would need these, ideas or information so as to invest in agribusiness just as you are doing. I'm sure that people who want to be like you as well. So what's the cost of having storage facilities? Let's take, for example, barns for tubers, but you said you deal with grains. What's the cost of, having storage facilities for grains as well?
For instance, like all you need sometime, it's all depend on the type of business you want to do. What I mean, this size of sometimes some people want to go in large scale and then small scale of they want to invest in small scale. But if you want to do storage,
yes,
you can do storage in your house.
Oh,
even in your room.
Okay.
Or you go and rent a store. So that's why I was saying what matter is the commodity. Which commodity are you
investing
doing this
in? Okay.
Yes. If you are, for instance, if you are doing beans, all you need to do, you need to have this jerry can.
Okay.
You need to be airtight.
Okay.
Yes. Once there's no oxygen, there's no living thing that survive.
Yes. Okay.
So those insects, they cannot get into the jerry can.
Jerry can, yeah.
Because it's airtight.
Okay.
Yes, and then you have to have the preservative, what you will use to preserve it.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you have the preservative, you preserve your goods for the period of time that you want. Most of the time, like some of the clients that I have somebody who bought a corn over 1,000 bags.
Wow.
So what we did is that we rented a store,
okay,
a warehouse. We rented a warehouse, and then we stored the goods we rented the warehouse. We actually pay for 3 months.
Okay.
And then later, so the 3 months, like I was looking at the profit margin was not okay, and I feel that they are still prospect. So I now asked the client to hold on. We now pay for additional 2 months. That was when we now sold those goods. So sometime you must not have a store, a warehouse. All you need to do, maybe you have 3-bedroom flat, you can use one of your
the rooms there, yes.
Yes, and then you start from there. Okay. You don't need to start big.
Okay.
Then you start from there, and then you go.
You mentioned that 99% of agricultural products are perishable. Well, looking at these perishable products, how do you, I'm particularly interested in the modes of transporting these things to their owners just before they perish and having to make profit too, because some persons might be wanting to go into agriculture, which is very profitable, but then may not want to have so much loss as compared to the profits that they would have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you want to go into this kind of business, you need to have the technical know-how, the person that understands the business, the do and the don'ts of the business. But that's why this call, we're here. So if you, for instance, you go to the local market and you buy goods at the rate of maybe 20,000 naira, all you need to do, you look for a destination where you can move those goods and go and sell it in a higher price.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Are we together?
Yes,
Yes.
I hear you.
I'm talking about the trading part now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like me now, okay, like me during the COVID-19, what I did, people were locked down, there was no movement.
Yeah.
What I was doing, I was busy buying goods from the local market, and then I was moving from the villages. I was moving into Abuja. I was moving into Lagos. My two of,
Yeah.
in Lagos. So all during those periods, if I buy goods here, the beans, the honey beans was 14,000. But when I move it from here to Lagos, I was selling at the rate of 25,000 naira. So all the risks here is just the cost of moving it from here to the destination where you want to sell it. So if you are doing the large scale, you can go for insurance.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, but currently, some products are really expensive in the market now. Let's take rice, for example, beans, for example, tubers, especially yam, for example. These things are planted in Nigeria and they are harvested also in Nigeria. Onion and tomato, as a matter of fact. So I forgot that. Let's look at what are some of the reasons. Is it just insecurity or transportation costs are some of the problems that are making all of these goods scarce, the fact that they are even perishable? So those times that they are scarce and they're not able to get to this part of the country and it perishes, what is really done about it? What's the reason, rather?
Okay, let's talk. Like me, I did tomatoes before, but because of the risks involved, I have to stop. But like onions, I do onions and I do storage of onions. Like during the harvest of onions was 7,000, 8,000, 10,000. But now onions here, because the one we store, I just sell it from the warehouse where we did the storage. We sold it at the rate of 25,000 naira. But that's why I was saying the technical know-how. You need to have somebody that is there to check it out. And talking about the transportation, like moving tomatoes from here to Lagos, if you look at the risk level is very high.
Okay.
Hello? Yes, the risk level is very high, even though the profit margin is high. So, like, sometimes, people move the goods from here, like, you could have, your car may break down on the road. If the car breaks down on the road, you know that once that tomato stayed here in the vehicle, on the truck there for maybe up to 24 hours, I don't think the tomato will be able to survive the heat.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the exportation now. You've talked about storage. You said you upgrade these products to exportation standards. What would that entail? Is it in terms of packaging or getting it branded, going through the necessary inspection or supervision from NAFDAC and what have you, so that it's ascertained to be good enough for exportation?
Yeah, what I did is that I upgrade I deal on ginger,
okay,
turmeric, honey. These are goods that I actually process for export.
Okay.
Yes. So what I did is that I make sure that I clean the ginger for export standard.
Okay.
That means I have the specifications for export.
Okay.
So when I clean it, I package it. All I just need to do is all depend on the on my agreement with my clients.
Your
So
clients,
sometimes
okay.
what I did is that I clean the ginger, I get the container, I dress the container, all the things that I need to put in container.
Okay.
I put the moisture over, and then I do the dressing, and then I load the ginger. I move the ginger maybe to One Seaport
Okay.
in Port Harcourt or
Yes.
Lagos. So once I move it there, I will move it, and then I will handle it over to the forwarding agent of my client.
Okay.
I don't do the forwarding.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about the business side now in terms of monetary value. How lucrative is this business in terms of storage as well as exportation or packaging for exportation? How lucrative is it?
Like now, me, I cannot tell you the profit the exporters are making, but I can tell you the profit that you can make when you do the upgrading.
Okay.
Yes. So when you do the upgrading, sometimes like ginger now, like the one I'm doing currently, I'm doing a 24 feet container for one of my clients.
Okay.
So the local price of ginger now is 34,000,
Okay.
35,000 per bag, which is around 900,000 per ton. Okay, so like if for instance me, I may spend 800,000 or 850, and then I'm making per ton, I'm making 50,000 or 20,000 naira.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, per ton.
Okay.
And a container fit it take about 24 tons.
Okay.
With a bit of ginger.
Okay. Just as we wrap up this, conversation, my question to you is in two folds. One, if someone wants to, start this business, storage and packaging for exportation, on the average now, small scale, what's the amount the person needs to have to be able to start the business? That's one. Then two, what are your tips? What pieces of advice will you give such a person?
Okay, like the most important thing is the advice.
Okay.
Before the money, because if you don't have knowledge, you can't make profit.
Okay.
But what if you are going for storage, I will advise you get a technical know-how, somebody that will hold your hand and be showing you how.
Okay.
And then you must learn to listen to that person.
Okay.
If you trust that person's knowledge,
okay,
you must learn to listen to him. Because one of the mistakes some of these investors they sometimes they get overexcited about the business. They don't know that there's challenge that come
with the business. Okay.
With the business. So when those challenges come, you have to learn to listen to that person and be patient.
Okay.
That person has been into the business. He know how to maneuver.
Okay.
Yes. You know how to maneuver.
Okay.
And then talking about the
amount,
capital.
yes, capital.
You can start with 50, 100. It's all depend.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then be patient.
Patience. Okay. So with 100,000, one can start the business. Okay.
Sir?
I said so with 100,000, one can start the business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, David Lamar. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. That was an agripreneur taking us through the ropes when it comes to starting an agri-business that has to do with storage and exportation.